Tzu Chi volunteers in Europe use creativity to set up Buddha altars at home. A single father in Zhanghua brings up his daughter by himself after his wife passed away.
Welcome to Diet Headlines. I'm Maggie Tsai. Thank you for joining us. Due to the pandemic and movement restrictions, Tzu Chi volunteers in Europe hosted their own Buddha Day ceremonies at home. Everyone set aside a space to have an altar for Buddha using what materials they had on hand to create a simple yet dignified ceremony. Let's take a look.
This is Rome, Italy, where an altar for the Buddha has been placed underneath the shade of an olive tree. This is Hamburg, Germany, where the Buddha's altar is inside the family's garden. As the world is affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, the Buddha Day ceremony, which is normally held at the Tzu Chi offices, is instead held by individual volunteers inside their home. They set up an altar for the Buddha and decorate it with flowers they have at home. Some don't have a statue of the Enlightened One, but can still offer their respect with just a screen and a book of the sutras.
We hope by honoring the Buddha, our prayers can be heard by the Buddhists and that this pandemic be eliminated.
Even though it's nighttime in Germany when the Hualien live-stream Buddha Day ceremony took place, this volunteer still participated. When it was a repeat broadcast the next morning at 9 a.m., she once again turned on her computer to thank the Buddha, her parents, and all sentient beings.
This morning at 1 o'clock local time, I was able to honor the Buddha with my Dharma family in Taiwan. Then at 9 a.m. local time, I was able to thank the Buddha with the Tzu Chi brothers and sisters here in Europe, as well as my family. I feel incredibly blessed.
Though they might be without their Dharma family time has increased for everyone. Lin Senxi and his family, located in Hamburg, Germany, are all Tzu Chi volunteers. To celebrate, volunteer Wu Fenshu, who's in the Netherlands, was able to enjoy a festive vegetarian meal with her children who are also at home. Meanwhile, Wang Yaohua, who was in England, hosted a gratitude tea ceremony in front of the Buddha's altar, with her altar being made from leftover pallets used to transport medical supplies to help in the pandemic. Ke Xing, who's in Italy, had a foot bathing ceremony.
I want this Buddha Day ceremony to help us remove all the impurities from our past relationship so we may improve upon it.
With the Buddha in your heart, every home can be a place to cleanse the mind of impurities and bring peace and happiness to all.
There is not much time lag between Asian countries for volunteers to join the Buddha Day ceremony simultaneously with Jin's abode in Taiwan through the internet. Volunteers in different places abide by local epidemic prevention regulations, like in Jordan, although only chapter director Chen Chu-hua to honor the Buddha at home, he still participated in the whole process with a pious heart to pray for the world.
In Vietnam, where the epidemic is under stable control, the Buddha Day ceremony this year was held in 3 locations. Hai Duan Liaison Office continued last year's affinity of honoring the Buddha, which was hosted specially by masters from Jinshi Abode. The ceremony this year was simple yet solemn. For the epidemic, volunteers in Traffic hosted a distribution for the disadvantaged. Everybody bowed to the Buddha with great respect before distribution started. Also, in Ho Chi Minh City, where volunteers are the most abundant, more than 30 volunteers honor the Buddha in the liaison office.
In the past years, the Buddha Day ceremony in Vietnam was carried out all by our own. But today we can join the masters in Jin's abode and Master Zhenyan to show gratitude to the Buddha. I am very happy and touched.
It's been more than 100 days since the epidemic outbreak. Because of the fear of infection, we could not go out to meet friends. But now the epidemic in Vietnam has alleviated, and we are so blessed to be able to join the Buddha Day ceremony.
In Japan, to prevent the epidemic from spreading, the government was still implementing social distancing. Therefore, only 2 volunteers joined the ceremony in Tzu Chi office, whereas many other volunteers stay at home to join with overseas volunteers to honor the Buddha together. This time, the online Buddha Day ceremony was conducted in 9 languages, one of which was Japanese. Chen Jishuan, who has been studying in Japan for 9 years, undertook this important task with great pleasure.
In the process of translation, although I am very nervous, I was able to convey the Chinese meaning to those who cannot understand Chinese. I think this is very meaningful.
In addition to celebrating the Buddha's birthday, the children in the Chinese class also offered flowers and tea to spend Mother's Day, sending out their best wishes to their mothers.
希望新冠肺炎赶快消失。祝大家母亲节快乐！
In Cambodia, at the liaison office, not many volunteers joined the Buddha Day ceremony, yet the order was exquisite and elegant, and volunteers were as respectful as before. In the Jordan chapter, the CEO Chen Qiuhua joined the Buddha Day ceremony at home. He participated in the whole process, showing his best respect to the Buddha.
In Bohol Island, Philippines, the 3-in-1 ceremony was presented bilingually in both Chinese and English so as to match with that in Taiwan. The feet washing ceremony was the most touching part, impressing many people.
The same thought was connected throughout the world. During the current epidemic, anti-epidemic measures were strictly enforced. The heart of a mother softened the moment her child washed her feet. She shed joyful tears.
I joined the ceremony for my son to wash my feet. This impressed me a lot. Since his arm was burned, this is the happiest moment I ever have experienced. At home, although my relationship with the kids is quite good, they won't do this.
Volunteers brought the responsibility to host Buddha Day ceremony in Bohol Island. The hosts strive to pronounce the characters well just to fit in with Taiwan.
Ako si Myra Lynn Melisimo, usa ka team member. Ako nagapasalamat no nga na ako anon nga celebration no to is a way of renewing my commitment to the organization to be of service no with compassion to our patients. So congratulations and more success to the foundation.
Life is something that we should treasure, and this is why the Master has always been reminding us to be vegetarian because it affects so many people with what we are doing in our life.
Haiti is an island country in the Caribbean. Tzu Chi volunteers held a Buddha Day ceremony at the Tzu Chi grounding port of Prince, which included local volunteers who participated in a pilgrimage. Father Tzu Chi also prayed for the health and welfare of all Tzu Chi volunteers.
Un sentiment de gratitude à Master Chen Yong.
I want to express my gratitude to Dharma Master Cheng Yen, the Tzu Chi Foundation,
à Tzu Chi, de ces grands personnages et institutions.
I believe we must follow these people and these missions to help the impoverished of the world.
Et c'est la raison pour laquelle nous prions pour ça.
This is why we pray for the health of Master Cheng Yen.
Bénir Master et accorder la santé
and the health of Tzu Chi's volunteers.
À tous les membres de la Fondation Tzu Chi pour qu'ils aient
In this way, we can all continue to safeguard and help poor families around the world.
À aider les plus pauvres à travers le monde entier.
Moi, vraiment content encore pour nous célébrer fête Bouddha I'm very glad I can join in the Buddha Day ceremony prayer service today. I'm representative of the entire ML3 team, as many of them couldn't come due to the COVID-19 outbreak. We are here with other volunteers, praying for the end to the pandemic, so we may return to business as usual soon. Lastly, I would like to thank Dharma Master Zheng Yan for all she has done for us.
We just interviewed Father Tzu Chi and his thoughts on the Buddha Day ceremony. He wanted to thank Buddha, Master Zheng Yan, global Tzu Chi volunteers, and of course the Tzu Chi Foundation. It's because of this great organization that many of the world's sufferings are able to receive help. Thus, he prayed to the Buddha to keep the health of Master Zheng Yan and all Tzu Chi volunteers, so more people in need can be helped.
Today we learned about Chen Zhenxin, who is a single parent from Zhanghua. He is now 61 years old and suffered from polio since childhood, though he works in a factory to support his family. His wife died of breast cancer and he has to care for his daughter, which has been both a physical and mental test, though he has proven that he is truly an extraordinary dad.
你们真的长好像哦，就鼻子一样大。鼻子如果像妈妈的话，那就比较好看。对，就可是像我手就像爸爸，妈妈鼻子很漂亮啊，很挺哎。
As a matter of fact, I'm much older as my wife is still young, and it should have been me to pass away.
A home without a wife is like a broken cup, as it is incomplete.
为什么叫做食不下咽？
I really understand the meaning of having no appetite. Like what my daughter said, everything is tasteless. Even though you feel hungry, you have no appetite to eat.
我不会觉得饿，但是你吃不下。
The loss he felt made him feel hopeless, but love for his daughter made him feel strong again.
Her mother couldn't give her much love, so it is up to me to make up for this love.
Trying to be a better father, but he always regrets the past.
My wife married me for so many years, but there was only one time that the three of us went to the Formosa Aboriginal Cultural Village. It was our first family outing, and it's quite far. Otherwise, we just went to Zhanghua, Shengang, or Lugang.
At the age of 3, he had a fever and suffered from polio. Mr. Chen can't walk like a normal person.
It's okay to walk slowly. I can see more good scenery. You go faster, maybe you just rush around.
Going to the factory to support the family, he already felt at ease about his disability, yet his regrets would never be relieved.
慢慢弄啊，你要知道那个诀窍啊，自己去进步。
His wife has passed for almost 2 years, and he has been teaching his daughter to take care of life.
In other words, he is also a mother, so he has to give me more love, but it's too much.
Without the mother around, the father and daughter still find a way to manage.
Sometimes I think that he can ignore me and I will be better off. If not, I think there will be too much pressure on us.
I will worry about you when you are away. If you don't talk much, it feels like I haven't heard anything about you.
Her father's efforts of trying to fill up the vacancy of her mother has not kept her from missing her mother.
I'm so sorry for not staying on to take care of her. I didn't spend a lot of time with her.
When thinking of Mom, the tears flow endlessly. The pain needs needs to be healed, but the problems of saying goodbye to a loved one is the most difficult problem. Now there is only Dad to rely upon.
I just hope he can stay healthy and live to 100 years old. Don't be too long because life can be hard, but it is important to be healthy.
你还不要抓他的头。这些娃娃就是想说放着，然后可以陪爸爸，然后如果他无聊的话，可以跟他们讲话什么的，这样子。
After she returns from Kaohsiung, I sometimes take her to the temple and pray for her safety and peace.
Mr. Chen's simple thoughts are the same as all parents around the world.
过得好，爸爸就好；你快乐，爸爸就快乐。
May 10 was a tri-celebration of Buddha Day, Mother's Day, and also Tzu Chi Day. In addition to the online Buddha Day event, Tzu Chi volunteers also arranged outdoor sites for the event, with one taking place in a park.
At the corner of Tzu Chi Park is the site for the Buddha Day ceremony. A laptop is where the recycling volunteers are facing. They join people in Hualien to honor the Buddha. They also donate money into this bamboo basket.
We are here to make small donations to help the world buy these medical supplies.
The creativity of the volunteers at the Zhongshan Bada office does not stop. Shen Chunhua joined the Buddha Day ceremony last year as a drum team member. This year, he still comes to the event.
I also feel grateful that we can still carry out the Buddha Day ceremony in the community.
The epidemic makes these people very busy.
Because of the epidemic, we set up the Buddha's altar at the door of our office.
Tzu Chi volunteers Zhang Luchong and Chen Baolian joined the event at home with their child. This is Zhongshan office. They gather outdoors to accumulate blessings. Michelle, a senior Tzu Chi volunteer, arrives in her wheelchair. It is not a coincidence that this participant visited the Tzu Chi Eastern Taipei office.
The sister told me that it happened because many animals have been killed, so I feel that we should be vegetarian.
People can still feel the dignity from honoring the Buddha, even though this is a small but also beautiful experience. I came with my two sisters to attend this, and we are very touched. We must continue our, how should I say it, one ideal. We must continue spreading our excellent Buddhist teachings.
This Tzu Chi Songshan Liaison office is filled with boundless love from around the world.
The Dai Kindergarten in Jai Styling hosted a Buddha Day ceremony outdoor due to the pandemic prevention measures. Everyone who attended wore masks and kept a safe distance from one another. They also said sincere prayers and made vows to adopt the vegetarian diet to help Mother Earth.
Holding up the vegetarian vow cards, the teachers remind the children that they can save one large tree by eating 15 vegetarian meals.
希望说大家在
When everyone is praying and holding the vow card, it helps reinforce the idea of adopting a vegetarian diet to help slow the process of global warming.
The students know how to respectfully pick up a card. Shi Youheng has made a vow to adopt a vegetarian diet to save the planet.
I want the pandemic to end soon, so people don't have to continue to stay at home, and I don't have to wear a mask during class. I want more people to join this vegetarian campaign. This way, Mother Earth's temperature won't continue to rise, and many little animals can continue to live.
We can use this opportunity to make a vow and strengthen our mindset, so we do what we set out to do with more resolve.
Through this Buddha Day ceremony, both the children and adults express their gratitude for the grace of the Buddha, their parents, and all sentient beings. It is hoped more people will join the vegetarian campaign and help put an end to this pandemic.
In Jiangsu, China, Tzu Chi assists a 20-year-old student who lost his mother to renovate the old house in disrepair. The house where the father and son lived was in a dangerous building. Therefore, Tzu Chi people invited good-hearted contractors to repair their home.
我15岁失去了妈妈，事故是我们，他们就像我的爸爸妈妈一样对我，我的心里就非常的幸福。
This is a home without furniture. The wall tiles are damaged and the ground is covered with moss. But in just 1 month, it changed.
Before, when anyone walked into this house, they wouldn't think it was a home. Whether outsiders or family dared to come to this house. After this transformation, we are also very happy when we visit.
Today is Zhang Shudong's birthday. We prepare noodles. It's symbolic of longevity as we wish him peace and happiness.
今天是我的20岁生日，我非常。
Today is my 20th birthday. I'm very happy.
怎么说呢？
Because my large Tzu Chi family has come to celebrate, I feel very blessed and content.
来为我庆生，我实在心里感到非常的开心和幸福，也很满足。
Tzu Chi scholarship recipient Zhang Shudong, who lost his mother at an early age, he and his father rely on Tzu Chi and relatives and friends to help. During the housewarming event, he served tea for all elders with gratitude.
The first is to hope that the lives of the people in the world will get better and live better. The second is to hope that my life will get better as well.
China Wuhan Tzu Chi volunteers have postponed to send the winter love due to the epidemic for the past 3 months. Now the restriction orders to dismiss volunteers organized items to distribute to families in need. Take a look and see you next time.